Good afternoon, everyone on the interwebs. My name is Jared. This is my channel, Mazda B3K. Today's video is about fixing more water leaks on my 95 Mazda Miata MX-5. I've got the cloth top about where it needs to be to keep water out, but I have found I still have a leak in the trunk. Let's go fix it. Okay, let me get that out of the way. Copyrights and all that. So here's our tail light, and we've got a decent view of some, but not all, of the fasteners we got to work with. I'm pretty sure that this one and this one need to go. And then there's one kind of buried underneath this wire here that's got to go. And then there's it's not a fastener per se, but there's like a push washer right there. So we get the other ones out, we should just be able to kind of push the tail light out. But before we do all that, we do need to remove this electrical right here. And this is one of those push down on the tab, pull the connector. So take your flathead, tiny flathead, just push on it, give her the old wiggle pull. Just like that. Out she comes. Alright. Now the nuts here are 10 millimeter. And of course I did not grab my adapter. So let me go grab that. Okay, we're back. With an adapter even. So let's go ahead and get these guys out. Man, I love this thing. So there's those two. And let's see, we can't get this guy right here. Alright, we got him. He's kind of stuck. This is one of those where you carefully thread it off by hand at the end, because otherwise it's going to fall into the abyss and you'll never ever find it again. Come on. Anyone out there who's done mechanicking, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so that just kind of comes off. That's an alignment pin. Let's give her a push. Okay. Let me bring you guys around. Go. Alright, so we gave her a push. This is loose. It's acting like I may have missed something. Yeah, I did. So there is right. Let's flip you around here. Under here. There's one more. So let me get that out and then we'll give her the heave ho. Also wanted to bring your attention to that. This is going to fight you to try to take it off. Now, this should come off with just a bit of wiggle jiggle. If not, you can try to get a screwdriver under it. I prefer to kind of work it like this. There we go. Just kind of wiggle it off. With that, the taillight is free. Okay, so we can see the seal from the other side. Oh yeah, that's a fail. Look at that. That's chewed up. This is bent. This seal's pretty toasted. Look at the outside here. Yeah, she's done. So now we gotta get this thing off. Let's see if it'll come off clean or if it's going to fight. Okay, good so far, good so far. Might be some screwdriver action coming up here. Yeah, we got some seal that doesn't want to go. So, get off what we can here. Alright. Oof. Yeah. That is torched. So I'm going to get my screwdriver and we're going to clean this gasket surface. It doesn't, I don't think, have to be crazy good, because notice we have paint under here. It's not bare metal, so they weren't expecting this to be like a pressurized gasket. This is just kind of stuck because this is probably the original almost 30-year-old gasket. So stiff nylon brush, brass brush, something like that to get this goo off, and then we'll just take a paper towel and some stuff, get this cleaned up before we put the new seal on. Good morning, everyone. Today is a new day. And I went ahead and I took my scary toothbrush. Scary because it's starting to look kind of scary. It's soft bristle kid's toothbrush, and I've used it in ways that it never should have been used. Anyway, I cleaned up around the taillight, since this is an opportunity to do so, and it was really disgusting. Taillight hadn't been pulled in an extremely long time. And I also figured out how to get the gasket on. So firstly, let's take a look at the gasket. It is a NA0151158. This is a genuine Mazda part. It is a symmetrical gasket, which means you use the exact same gasket for both taillights. You just flip it. And what I found is the gasket, as we saw yesterday, it's going to want to stick to the frame, right, of the car. And when you try to line up your new gasket on that, it makes zero sense at all. But if you take the gasket and you make it lay out on all the screws, bolts, and particularly this little plastic tongue down here, then it makes perfect sense and it lays out nice and easy. So this is the left tail light. I've already laid the gasket out. As you can see, it looks really good. Went on nice and easy, made sense. So the last thing I need to do before I reinstall the tail light is I still need to get these little bits off. I don't think it would affect with the weather sealing, but I would like to give it a try. So I used some PV Blaster to get most of this off. I didn't use alcohol and I didn't use brake cleaner because those will lift the paint. It'd probably work, but it'd lift the paint, and I don't want to do that. I don't know if this paint would be stopping rust or not. So I looked for my goo gone, but well, it's gone. I'm not sure where it went. So I'm going to try my heat gun to soften this up and see if I can't get it to just roll off in these couple of spots. And if I succeed in that, then we'll go ahead and we'll reinstall the taillight. Alright, so I put some heat on it and a little bit of PV Blaster, and that helped significantly. So now there's just little itty bitty tiny bits that I'm not worried about. There. So we'll go ahead and we're going to reinsert the taillight. Alright, I think I got you guys in a pretty good position. As a reminder, set your seal against the taillight and it becomes really, really clear on how it needs to lay out. This is actually upside down. Right side up. Alright, here we go. So line it up against the holes and it should just slide right back in just like that. As a reminder, we have four 10mm nuts that need to go back on. And in some cases, we do have cable guide, like right here. Good one. Actually, before I put that back on, get this back off. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do it this way. Aha! Probably a good idea. There is that kind of hidden post. I don't know the camera's catching it, but there's a post right here, basically under the fabric.
Oh, there's a look better.
So you want to probably get that guy back in before you put in the cable guide. So I'll let that sit, and let's switch to my, oh, I took the adapter with it. Alright. Set this to tighten. And slip this in there. Well, that did not work at all. Turns out that has nothing to do with the taillight. Alright then. See guys, I make mistakes, so you don't have to. That most definitely was a mistake. Let's try that again.
That would take done.
So we'll put that there, and we'll run this right there. Get that finger tight, and we will finger tight this. Oh, we do have a cable guide right there. So let's get this back out. There's a cable guide right here. Slide that on first. This will definitely go here. Alright, I'll move my hand so you guys can see this. I'll zoom in. There we go. So, see, I put one there, there. Okay, so wanted to point out you do have a cable guide insert right there. And it's kind of hidden back here, but there's another insert here. So you want to take care of those. Kind of get these hand threaded in. Hand threaded so you don't wind up with something uneven. Remember, we are pressing a seal in. And from the way that seal fell, I think this is kind of one of those, not necessarily one and dones, but after you push this in and it sits for a while, it's probably not coming back out. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if there was initially supposed to be 5 nuts here and one go over each of where these cable guides go, because we are short one, I think. So I may go hit my stash and see if there's another one I can grab, thread on. So let's go ahead and get this on. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. I'm pretty sure I got it. Yeah, that's in good shape. That's back in. Reconnect the electrical right here. Make sure this cable's out of the way. Push to click, give it a few tugs. There you go. Taillight is back in with a fresh gasket. Groovy. All right, so I'm going to see if I can't find another nut to go over this cable guide here to make sure we have pulling force all the way around. So I will be back. Unfortunately, I was not able to find another one of these in my stash. The issue is that this post is really small. It's like a, it's like an M6, maybe M4. So couldn't really find anything that threads on there, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. I would really prefer to have something there though. I bet something did go there. So you have equal pulling force all the way around this gasket. Right now we don't, because we're missing one over here. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. You've kind of seen my process. for working this side. It's exactly the same on the other side. If you got a heat gun, use it to help get the gasket off so you don't have gaskety bits sticking to the metal, and then just go from there. Alrighty, there you have it. Taillights are back in, the seals have been replaced. So hopefully they're not going to leak anymore. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video, which was a taillight gasket remove and replace for my 95 Mazda Miata. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you found something outstanding or maybe not so outstanding. And remember, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. I'll see you guys next episode.